Alexa, turn on the game room. Let's f***ing lose. What's up, gang? Welcome back to the channel. In the game room, and what you see behind me is a humongous overhaul on my racing cabs. Long time overdue, huge project, tons of stuff to get into. If you're new to the channel, please give it a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe. These are my Tokyo Drift racing cabs that I have modified into full emulated racing cabs with over 1,000 racing games. And I believe there's somewhere on the cusp of 40 linked games that you can play. You can see I got Winter X Games Snowcross already booted up. That is also linked. We're gonna play some games. I'm gonna show you guys everything I did, all the upgrades, the mods, all of it, starting with the 32-inch monitors, which look crispy as hell. You guys, appreciate you stopping by. Let's get into it. If you haven't checked out Cracware Arcades and More, I had Fidel do this mod for me. Actually, I did a lot of the modifying on the cabinet, and Fidel did the computer builds and the interface for the steering wheel using all dedicated controls. So all the buttons, the steering wheels, the force feedback using all dedicated parts, as well as the pedals, the brake and gas. All the potentiometers work with this interface. It's killer. I can't wait to get into it. Let's lose. All right, big mod today. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of these 25-inch monitors in here. I did this monitor swap a few years back. You can find that video on my channel. But we're gonna get rid of the 25s and we're gonna upgrade these to 32s. And I got Fidel from Cracware Arcades who's come to do a big mod on these machines. I'm gonna cover all this, but today's task is getting the 32-inch monitors mounted, and we need to cut these bezels across the top right here, get rid of the bottom part, make room for the 32s. I'm gonna show you my ideas for the bracketing and how I wanna face mount the monitors, and I got some plexi and all that good stuff. So step one, let's get these bezels yoinked off. And in order to get this bezel off, we got a hex head right here. Actually, we have an Allen, and then we have another one down here, and then there's two more on the other side. You just take those 4 bolts out, and this entire bezel will come off. We also have to use a torque bit right here, and there's 2 in the center in there, and then 1 more over here. So this control panel flips down, and then the 4 bolts come out for the bezel, and everything will be wide open. So let's get to it. All right, so the torque bit we're using here, I think it's a T25, but once upon a time, this entire case fell off and everything fell everywhere, so it was super annoying, but I think it's the T25, and we're gonna go ahead and zip this out right here. So we got 2, 3, 4, and then we hit the sides. All right, go scan 10K. I'm gonna go ahead and back that one out there. 2 more to go. Oh, voila. Okay. So you can see my old 25-inch monitor in here. I only had to have a top piece of filler for that bezel because we have the smaller enclosed space, but we're gonna take this out. We're gonna take this out. We're gonna have a nice big piece of plexi. I already got them cut. We'll go over all that, get the 32s in here, and we're gonna make it spicy. All right, got both the cabs with the monitors removed. You can see we have the control panel flipped down. And then important note here. So there's this is a metal bracket that bolts onto your cabinet. This is what's used to screw the steering wheel control panel back up in place. You need to keep that on. It used to be just metal. Now it is spray painted black. I have this one removed over here, and I am letting it dry outside. So you want to spray those black so that everything you see where the plexi is going to be is a nice, clean, black, background. And this piece right here, you're gonna have to use a pry bar and a hammer, knock it out to give you that extra width. And then we could put a crossbar in there, like a piece of 2x4 bolted in with some brackets, and hang our TV rack on that 2x4. And that's what's gonna mount it in place, and then we can button everything up and make it look pretty. But the man, the myth, the legend already took this side out. Right, Dad? There you go. And this one we gotta do too. So while that's drying, we're gonna knock that out and keep it moving. Drying outside here, so hopefully this doesn't delay us, but it's spray paint and it doesn't have to look the prettiest. It's basically not going to be seen, but the little pieces of it on the top that would be, you want them to be black. So I'll show you once we wrap this up. So moving on to framing in these pieces of plexi, you can see we're going to need a guide right there. So I picked up these two 48-inch sticks of metal angle moldings. So it's edging you can put on the corner of, you know, your wall or whatever. You can see I've piloted two small holes on the inner side. So what we're going to do is we're gonna put these in just like so. Gonna run that, make sure this edge is the same reveal along the edge all the way up. Then I'm gonna pilot those two screw holes in. And then once it's secure, I'm gonna be able to peel off this double-sided sticky inner tape. There it goes. But then when you press the plexi against the back, it'll hold the plexi in place. And in order to take it off in the future, just back out a couple screws, a couple on the top, a couple on the right. I'm gonna cut the bezel up. So made a test cut right here so we can get the bottom part out of the way. And then we're gonna hit this seam all the way across the top. Got a little workaround I have to deal with right there, but we're gonna get the gauges or the fake gauges out of the way. So let's start there. All right, now to do the precise cut. So we have our piece of acrylic. Bought this from Lowe's. You can have them cut it exact to size for your cabinet. And then I actually got this black picture matting. You can buy it at Michael's. It's like 10 bucks a sheet. Make sure you get it black through and through. Some of them have white centers. And then we're just gonna literally take a super sharp razor knife. We're gonna score it around the outer edge of this and make the bezel at least the same size as the plexi for now. And then we're gonna cut the center out. All right. Outer edge, cut off. Yes, sir. Amazon coming through. Let's get these in. I got two of these 32-inch KTC 2K gaming monitors, and they are all the goodies. HDR, FreeSync, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. So I'm basically gonna mount a flat mounting bracket to the back of it, and then we're gonna hook that to the 2x4 bracket that we're gonna bolt into the cabinet. So let's get this thing unboxed. There we go. So we got our DC power and some bracketing for the stand, which we will not be using. And then we have our HDMI and then our power cable that goes to the DC power for the monitor. I already have a computer cable in the cabinet that'll just plug right into that block. Very thin bezels, which is exactly why I'm cutting the picture matting with the black picture matting to sit on the outer edge of it. So it's gonna all push up against the plexi. I'm not gonna have the matting in front of it because the bezel is so thin, you might obstruct part of the view. I think it's a cleaner fit if it just sits around the outside, and you got about 3/4 of an inch of the stock bezel here on the bottom. So I'm not really worried about that. So first things first, get yourself, this is like a $9–10 little flush mount wall bracket at Walmart. It's cheap as it can get, but that's really all you need. I already have the brackets bolted onto the back of the TV. These monitors are super light, so it's not going anywhere. And then we have our 2x4 cut that's going to be the bracket that is going to hold the TV, the monitor in place. So we're just going to mount this bad boy right to it. And I'm going to zip that in. We're going to put some brackets, some L brackets on each side of the 2x4 and get it anchored in. And then it'll clip right into the back of the TV. And so we got the wall bracket mounted onto the 2x4. I only have 2 drywall screws in it. It's not going anywhere. Don't overthink it. The 2 screws is going to be plenty. Like I said, this thing is feather light. In hindsight, I probably could have just drilled through the back of the 2x4 and tapped right into the vase mount, holes on the back. But I kind of wanted to have something a little cleaner with an actual rack on it. Plus it'll give me a little bit of leeway when I'm fitting everything in. So we have the monitor face down on this matte picture backing. And we're literally gonna take our knife and score around the monitor right up to the edge of it to get a perfect cut. And it's already been measured out. So the bottom, from the bottom up, is 2 1/8 of an inch. And then on the sides, it's 1 5/8 inches. And the top doesn't really matter. We've got 1 5/8 inches on the other side. So once we cut this out, we will have a perfectly centered bezel for our monitor that will fit perfectly on the back side of the plexi, and everything will line up the way that it should. All right, here we go. Bezel cut, scored. I mean, you have to be precise and you have to be using a very sharp knife, but it will come out nice and clean. Got a perfect fit. Just kind of testing the bezel on the monitor. Again, around the outside of the frame of the monitor. And now we're ready to mount the plexi in here. So we have our edging that is, screwed in. And we're gonna go ahead and remove the sticky backing to the side facing away from the front so that our plexi sticks right to it. This is a block that we made. It's 2 1/8 in height, and we're gonna use that after we put the plexi in, stick the plexi on. This is gonna bump up to it behind the matting. We're gonna be able to sit the bottom of the monitor on it and kind of tip it up into the framework that we have here, and then I'll be able to bolt the bracket from the back, so it's kind of a little helper piece. And on the top, none of this is seen, so that's why I only have a little strip of edging left up there. I used 2 48-inch sticks, so I was able to do each side and a little piece on the top. And the bezel will be covering, actually the marquee will come down and cover this top part. We're gonna go ahead and take that protective coating off. Got Scantron 10K doing the honors here. What do you think, staticky?
Lots of static.
That's the other thing, once you put it in, it doesn't matter how clean you get the inside of your cabinet. There's gonna be little particles that are gonna wanna stick to the plexi and try to get between your monitor and the plexi and yada yada, but just do your best. All right, we wanna get it behind this top piece here too. Way out. All right, here we are from the back side. Get everything pushed into place. Plexi in, bezel in. You can see we're looking nice and clean. Marquee's gonna cover the top, pushed up against the back side of this double-sided sticky tape edging. And then this bracket that we painted that we need to keep for your dash has about 1/8 of an inch ledge on the back side of it. So the bottom of the plexi pushes up against that, giving it a nice clean look all around the front. Got the monitor in, so we have propped it up in behind that. You can see a little bit of light around it just because I have a light hanging in the cabinet. Let's walk around back here. So you can see I have it propped up on our block, and I got a pry bar that's kind of holding it up into place right now. So I'm gonna take my pre-bracketed crossbar right here, and I'm gonna clip it up into the back, and then I'm going to screw the brackets to the inner wall, and then we're gonna be on the home stretch. So the bracket clipped right in, and the board, this 2x4 is already snug. So I'm gonna go ahead and bolt the brackets on after it's in. I know it's not the most ideal way to do it, but if you've ever tried sneaking a 2x4 into a cabinet and you're trying to finagle it into place, any extra bracketing or anything, look how snug it is already. So imagine with some extra brackets bolted on, but it ain't going anywhere, and we are looking good, so I'm gonna get it anchored in now. Okay, almost there. Got it all bracketed in. Did a little bit of taping from the back. As you can see, everything is bracketed in, and I got a little bit of duct tape across the bottom that holds the outer edges of the matting against the plexi, just in case. It's pretty stiff, but you want to make sure if in case it ever decides to warp or anything. And then I also ran a little bit of electric tape across the top seams and the side seams between the monitor and the matting, just to make sure that everything stays pressed up against that plexi nice and clean on the front. So we are looking good. Power cable already ran, so we can go ahead and plug in our DC power right there. Here we go. The man, the myth, he's already grabbed it. He's ready for his tea time here in about an hour. What time is your tea time?
Hour and a half.
All right, cool. It's gonna come down a little bit. Nope, it's right there.
Okay.
So that is looking super clean. Let's get it drilled in and buttoned up. Damn, nice and clean. This is the finished product, except for one little spot here. Got a little gap up in there where the edge is cut off, and we're going to go ahead and cover that with a piece of stripping that I bought, some weather stripping, so to speak. It's gonna be like a flange. It'll bump right against the glass. So that's the last thing, but damn, this is looking good. Okay, here we are, side by side. Everything looks super clean, super killer. I love it so far. I can't fire them up because I don't have a VGA to HDMI converter that will work with the original Dell computer that runs the Tokyo Drift games. That's all gonna be a wash when I get my new gaming PCs put in here. We'll have over 1,000 driving games, but there's one last facet to this mod that I wanna show you guys. So when you cut the bezel, you will see from the front, it looks nice and level. When you look underneath, you will see a gap. And as it goes over, you'll see it bow out a little bit at the end. That used to be where the gauges were. I racked my head to try and figure out what I could buy to cover that would look clean. And I must say I am super happy with the results on this side. This is actually a 9-foot roll of like a foam corner guard edging. I scored it down the center and I split it about 1/3 of the way off, and it looks really clean. It's attached to the bottom of the marquee. So if you take the marquee off, it just works as kind of like a flange that pushes up against the glass. All gaps are closed, but I'm gonna show you guys what I did, and I'm gonna put one more piece over on this side. Okay, so here is our foam edging. It's got 3M on the back side of it. You know it's quality. You can actually bend this, increase it, whatever you want to do. But what I decided to do was I had to measure it to width. You'll see a couple small faint marks here. That's 31 7/8. That's the width of my marquee. And we're gonna go ahead and take a razor knife, and I'm just gonna score it down this groove right here and take, you know, the smaller 40% off of it. And then when you use the backside, that's the side that's gonna stick to the underside of the marquee, and it sticks well. This is a great little cover up. I'm actually really happy with this product. So let's get it cut. I'm gonna score it, and then we will go ahead and scribe around the edges where the bottom part of the marquee bends around, and I'll take a pair of scissors and cut that off, and we will be good. All right, using a pair of scissors, it was very easy for me to cut that end off nice and straight, not rocket science. I don't know if I'll be able to do this with one hand, but I'll try and give you a glimpse of the razor knife and scoring it down this groove. Just a quick little test cut. I'm not gonna set the tripod up. This is pretty self-explanatory. See, I didn't push down hard enough right there. You can see a little bit of remnants, but you gotta push nice and hard, get a super sharp razor blade and just run it down that groove. You can do it on tile, it's not gonna hurt the tile. It'll dull your blade a little bit. I don't have a piece of wood out, but it's just literally a 2-foot cut. So let me get this off and then we'll show you the rest. All right, got a nice clean cut here. We're gonna dry fit it. I call it dry fit, and that's not really plumbing, but here we go. So you can see where the 3M is gonna stick to the underside of the bezel, and it's gonna push up against the screen on there. So we're just gonna take a pen and scribe around the edge there and cut that off with scissors, because by the time you get over here, you're not gonna see any overhang. So let's go ahead and do that, cut it off. All right, got the ends trimmed off. They hang underneath, so it doesn't have to be a complete work of art, but you can see it kind of bends around with the edge of the marquee. So let's go ahead and get this bitch installed. Done deal. These turned out killer. This is probably one of my favorite little DIY, ideas that I had on this whole mod. And now it literally looks factory. I mean, it looks so clean. All right, mod day, finally doing the racing cabs. I got Fidel here from Cracware. It's Cracware Arcades and More, correct?
Cracware Arcades.
All right, you want to tell everyone what we're doing here today, what you're doing, and what this is going to look like when we're done?
All right, so pretty much I'm taking all the parts out from his machine, taking the boards out. I'm going to take the dashboard, the pedals. I'm going to take it home to do all the wiring. What I do, we're gonna make this beautiful machine into multi-arcade. He already changed the screen. He did a great job on it. So pretty much what I'm gonna do is just get a gaming computer, start wiring everything out on my house, because it's gonna take a lot of time to do it. I'm not gonna be able to do it right now. If you can see, everything that I'm taking out is here, especially with this. So if he ever wanted to remove the dashboard, he can just unplug it, plug it back again, and he's good to go.
So basically, Fidel's specialty is taking a dedicated machine and keeping it in its dedicated form, but modding it in a way that you can play. How many games are going to be on this? How many racing games?
My 4 terabyte drive has around 1K, 1,000 and something games. So it's going to have all the arcade collection, classic, modern, techno parallel, console games, PC games, everything gonna be there.
Right.
So what I'm doing here, he's gonna be able to use his original wheel, because this is another way that I'm doing it. I didn't do it before, but since I start using a special arcade interface, it's gonna allow me to have everything on the wheel. That's what he wanted. He wanna keep everything original. So that's for people that don't wanna get with an aftermarket wheel. You get this wheel, I connect everything, you get rumble, you get force feedback, you get return to center, just like the original machine. So pretty much that's what we're doing. Everything is gonna connect it. So it's gonna be pretty much like the original machine. We're gonna have to add a few buttons on it. But I'm gonna try to make everything nice, because I know he likes to keep everything original. So this is how it's gonna be. All the buttons gonna be light up. The machine is gonna be like original, but running over 1K games.
Over 1,000 games,
Yeah.
and a lot of them will be linked. You can play them together.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, that we're doing. He's gonna have both machine link, so it's gonna be around 35 games that I have, including this game, that he can just rate against each other. So that's gonna be fun.
I'll be able to play the original Tokyo Drift the way it was, and plus a little over 1,000 more games.
Yeah.
And if you know anything about Fidel and his work, that's what he specializes in. You should check out his page. He's got a Facebook page, Cracware Arcades and More, correct?
Yes.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel also. Same name, so they can find me at same thing. Yeah, I post up the videos. I do kits. I do racing, a light gun, everything dedicated to arcade. That's what I do.
Everything dedicated to arcade. That's what you guys are here for, right? So if you're looking for a sweet mod or someone to build you a cab, keep that original dedicated feel. This is the guy you want to reach out to.
That's the machine. That's done for today. I took everything out, labeled everything. Everything, like I say, nice. I try to keep it nice and clean. That's how it looks when you take everything out.
Fully gutted on this one.
Yeah, this one already took the board, the computer, and this is how all the wiring goes before I do all the cleanup. So I'm gonna start doing this now, and then just leave the machines here, take everything back home, and just start doing the magic.
Yeah, so the only thing missing out of this is a computer right now. He's still yet to take the dash and the pedals out of here, and then take it back to his lair, do the mod. I'm fortunate enough to live close enough to him, so he was able to come to my house. Yeah.
Usually, this is not something that I have to do it on person. Yeah. The way that I sell those kits is you're gonna have to ship the whole thing, the dashboard and the pedals. But of course, when people buy from me, they get all the instruction, video calls, everything. I will guide you to do anything on this. You're gonna have to ship this, pedals, then I do all the modifications, ship it back to you, and then you're gonna have to wire everything up. But it's easy, I mean, it's not a big deal. It's just, I'm doing it for him because I wanna do something really nice, and this is like a special service that I'm doing for him.
Yeah, and I appreciate it, Fidel. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to playing this and having you return back. I will document when he comes back too. A little bit more work to do today, so I'm gonna let him get back to it. Both of the old PC systems have been pulled from the Tokyo Drift, so this is the actual Dell computer security dongles, both of those, and then all the PCBs and IOs and all the things that go with it. So I'll be selling these kits on eBay, but no more of the OG Dell kit. He's yanked out inside the coin box. We have, you know, the test menu.
Yeah, that's the original one. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make his shutdown button here. Probably we can do volume or something else. So that's the reason that I'm taking this, to test everything at home.
Keeping it original.
Yeah.
And got everything out. Here we go. Looks like you're wrapping up.
Yeah, everything ready. Yeah, ready to go.
Sweet. Okay, it's install day, getting real. Got the interfaces and everything all wired in. Got the PCs up here. Hell yeah. And we got the pedals and iPack boards for racers 1 and 2. Gonna be able to do soft shutdown, volume up and down. This is gonna be the escape button. Finally, I'm stoked about this. All right, moving along with the install. Fidel is back. He's got the dash back up on one racer. You can see we got the D-pad buttons here. Getting ready to tackle the second cab. Haven't fired anything up yet. PC sitting up there for now. Got the arcade interface there. A little bit of a crow's nest going on, but we'll get it all sorted out. It's kind of like your first time out in the field.
Yeah, on the field like that, yes, yes. And my NASCAR was like a prototype, nothing compared with what we have now. So yeah, it's different.
Both dash kits are reinstalled. Got the pedal kits put back in. There we go. Exit buttons tucked up underneath so that they stay out of the way. And here we are around the back. So Fidel is hard at work wiring a crow's nest right now. Look, all right, so we just booted up Racer 1 for the first time. It's got the Sega Rally in here, using the steering wheel. There's no sound yet, but this is the first time I've actually seen the monitor with an actual picture on it. Broad daylight, but I mean, you can tell it's crispy as shit. Oh yeah. So this is gonna be the nitro button. Got one on each side. And then start's gonna work just like any other start button on any other game. And then depending on the game you're playing, these are gonna be mapped. These are gonna be doing view changes and stuff like that, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, okay.
And you can always change it to the way that you want.
Yeah, so you can remap anything the way you want it. His comes mapped the way that he maps it, which I'm sure will be fine. But, you know, I can't help but to get in there and make things my own. Fidel is messing around with the RKade config menu here. So this is what you go to essentially set your force feedback, return to center, you know, how intense you want it. So what exactly are we doing here right now?
I'm checking the force feedback and showing you how you can disactivate the auto center or the constant spring. When you check that, the wheel is going to become loose.
Okay.
If a lot of people do those modifications with an iPad, that's how you get. You're never gonna get that constant spring. So that's why we get in this arcade interface to get all that, the return to center and all this.
So now you have the force
Yeah.
feedback on the wheel, which is actually what everybody wants anyway.
Yeah.
Up and running, finally got some sound. So Fidel has wired in the amplifier, so we're using all the stock speakers, subwoofers. Got one down there, got one in the back of the seat. Wiring into the OG arcade lighting, so we have coin door lights, and then we have some under cab lights here, which will also be activated. So we got the back of the PC right here. Got the iPack there. That's what we're using for soft shutdown and whatnot. And then we have my smart strip that I wired in. And if you guys haven't seen my video on the 1-button shutdown turn on, I will link that in the description. So basically, smart strip here, got the PC plugged into the white socket, and then we have another strip right here plugged into a green socket, because when you soft shut down that PC, it's going to turn off the green sockets and shut everything on the arcade off. And then the same thing in reverse. When you push that soft shutdown button to turn it on, it'll turn on the PC and then turn these sockets on and turn everything on together. Machine's up and running. Got Fidel playing a little snowcross here, so kind of working on some of the force feedback touch-ups. So far I've ripped through a couple of games and it is killer, so I can't wait to actually fully get down. Got the other cab on over here. You see it's winging through the PS2 menu. And then we have our little EQ in here for the amplifier. All right, everything is pretty much done here. He has just hooked up the LAN, so we have linked cabinets right here. So that means that all of the linked driver games connected here to this computer run over to the back of that computer. And so all the linked driving games will play. Everything looks nice and neat. Nicely zipped. Everything secured. Wouldn't even be able to begin to go through showing you step by step how this is done. And if you guys want to know, you're gonna have to reach out to my boy Fidel at Cracware. He can get you set up. What is this? Is this Supercars? What's linked right now? All right, Supercars is linked. Pretty much all the testing is done. He's getting ready to wrap up. He just threw in the dongles for the keypads, so I'm gonna probably put these right here for now down on the coin door, so that keypads, if you want to save your cars and stuff on certain Technoparrot or Raw Thrills games, I should say. And then also there's going to be an interface that I'm going to get that just actually uses the dedicated keypad. So eventually I'll just do that, but for now these keypads should do the trick. Quick thing I gotta show you guys. Check this out here, right? So on this shelf, backside of the cabinet, see this little joystick button here? This is where you get to the display settings on your monitors. I took a 5-inch hole saw and bored that out, because when you flip the front side of the dash down, you can actually sneak your hand up through here and get to that while you're looking at the front of the machine. And trust me, you're gonna wanna be able to do that if you wanna make your life easy when setting the display options on your monitors. If you're good with them out of the box, then don't worry about it. But if you ever wanna get to it, you gotta pull the whole machine out, take the doors off the back, and go in here. And even still, these are timed displays. So if you push it, it'll bring a display menu up, and then you gotta run around to the front of the machine, and it's only up for like 10 seconds. So just keep that in mind, at least with these brands of monitors that I bought. And there's what I did on the other side. So both cabinets have it. So let's get down to the specs. Everything's pretty much buttoned up. He's gonna head home. Fidel, you wanna tell us what we did, what's in here, what's the specs, all that good stuff.
All right, so finally it's done. It's been a lot of hours. But everything is set up the way it should be. Like I said, buttons has been added. Everything I did at home. So today it was just put everything on the machine. He did the screen. He did an amazing job. Other than that, everything I did was connect all the parts that I took from it. That it was the dashboard and the pedals. This is the gaming computer. This is an HP Pavilion. This is the one that I always use. It has a G4 RTX 3050, 16 gigabytes. It's a Ryzen 5, 5600. Pretty good computer, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, everything is in there. Really nice computer. We have the iPad. He wanted to do the shutdown button, so I add the shutdown button here for the computer. Exit. This is the interface. This is the arcade interface, the one that I use for all these original racing machines. This gives you force feedback, return to center, nice application that you can control. You can calibrate your wheel, everything. It comes with a power supply. This comes together. All these connections I did it at home. Same thing on the second one. The second one looks pretty much the same. This one has the Ethernet right here. This one is gonna LAN board machines.
Okay, so that's like an interface for the LAN cable.
Yeah, this is just like a Ethernet splitter. That's how they call it.
Okay, so that's what's connecting and linking the cabs, which are currently linked right now.
Yes. Here, coin door, I lap everything up, everything connected with the buttons. We have the shutdown button. It's gonna be test down. Test up is something else. We got the volume to volume up, volume down, just like factory. Yep. Everything nice and clean. Also, he has the 2.1 amplifier right here. He can control the subwoofer or frequency, everything that he wants. For everything.
Volume, treble,
yeah,
bass,
yes,
subwoofer, all
everything.
That stuff. And you can use an aux cable if you want to do direct wire into the PC.
Yes.
Or you can do Bluetooth, which is how he had it originally
that's how
set.
I had it. Right now, we're seeing both machine linked. You press start. It's waiting for the second player.
There we go.
You press start, and they're ready to play. And you see, this is what you get when you get the RKade interface. If you want to try,
return to center.
Yeah, return to center. If you want to try, a lot of people want to try with the 8-pack. You're never gonna get this with an 8-pack. You're never gonna get for feedback. You're never gonna get return to center.
Okay.
It's just gonna be loose.
All right.
You just driving with a loose wheel.
Yeah, well, that's why I called you, right?
Yeah.
Same thing on this side.
And soon we're gonna have this working with an Arduino. So my guy is working on that. It's an Arduino, but he does everything to make it work with this.
All right, yeah, I'm looking forward to getting that. I'll wire that in when the day comes. That's pretty much everything. I'm gonna get down to some customizing. We'll do some gameplay. I'll get down over the weekend. I'm gonna let Fidel get home. It's been a long day. And I'm sure he's
2 hours of drive.
anyway. All right, brother, I appreciate you.
Okay.
Everybody, Fidel, Cracware Arcades and More. Give him a call. Will not be disappointed. I'm gonna get into the customizing. Oh man, I just had to fire him up. I got the whole arcade lit up. This is the first look. Couple of things I've done since wrapping up. Got the number keypad here. Got another one on the other side. And I'm gonna keep those there. They're just Bluetooth. Got them on with some super strong double-sided tape. If you wanna use your key pins and stuff for certain racing games to, save your cars and your progress. And then also, very important, I actually added 2 little USB volume knobs to the front. I highly suggest you do this because I originally had it mapped inside the coin door here with the volume up and down, and I didn't want to have to open the coin door every single time to turn the volume up. So right here, you just reach down, and then you see we got the volume up and down right there. You can mute it by pushing it in, so just pop it in, you'll see that it mutes it. And if you're worried about kids and people hitting it, it really is far away. I don't really have anyone that's ever going to be flailing around in there and hitting those volume knobs. But let's say you do. I have it plugged into a USB extension right inside the coin door. So all I got to do is unplug it from this little USB extension. The default volume up and down works, and you don't have any power to it. That'll fix that. I'm not really worried about that. And then in a previous video, I showed you my voice activated, my voice automated game room. This is my little smart switch momentary press that turns the entire machine on and off with voice command. And I have one in each coin door. That's pretty much the final product. Oh, I do have 2 small wireless USB keyboards. They're cheap, they're easy. I'm not gonna leave them there. I'm probably gonna throw some Velcro and just stick them to each side of the underside of the dash there. Made a couple mods right here, took some acrylic, cut it oval, and I took the old gauges, fake gauges down the side of each one of these factory bezels. So I took the decals off, they're like a thick plastic, and I cut them and put them inside of the seat backs. I had missing stickers there since I bought these machines 5 years ago. And I decided to make a little montage and then Got some acrylic that goes over it, turned out real nice. Everything's looking spicy. I am so stoked with the final product. Decide to do it, I would say go for it. If you have the means, it's worth having it if you got a couple racing cabs or even one racing cab. Nighttime is the right time. Back in the lab, got my buddy Wales in. Yeah, it's a dope shirt, see what I'm saying? And we're gonna do some linked gameplay. Gonna have a couple people over here. Got Scantron 10K playing a little Galaga. I really don't care what it's called. We're gonna start off with some snowcross. Everything's linked up. Let me set that camera up and we'll get down with some gameplay. The volume is killer. The sound system is like 10 times better than it was on the original dedicated sound. There's a new amplifier and whatnot that I've already showed you, so let's crank that up, maybe 40. And when I hit start on this, you'll see we're linked, join now. Actually, let's give it 50. Yeah. Aye, aye. All right, Wales, you want to do the honors? Pick us a course.
Let's go with the left.
Now, rules are always pick the chick. You can feel the bass rumbling the seat when you hit the nitros. I almost said let's lose, but tonight we win. Dirty driving, here we go. Links. Two vehicles.
The Gorilla, or the monster truck, my redneck side will come out on these.
I want the Doom buggy. Yeah, dude.
I do love this horse though.
Yeah, we crank it up. Get crazy! That is loud, isn't it?
It's sexy.
Obviously you can't tell in the video, but force feedback on the steering wheel, dedicated brakes, gas, accelerators. God. Score like filthy driving. Yeah. For a second there, didn't I?
Yeah, I did, and then I hit a boost. Wrecking machine.
Dirty drive. I'll have to play some more of this game. I haven't really gotten down with this game much.
It is.
I don't know what to work there.
Here, I'm gonna do Canyon. This is for Larson. He always likes the Canyon. Yeah.
H2 overdrive, linked. We're gonna get down. Now you can feel the Porsche back tighter on this game.
Very much so.
Scorpion. That force feedback is legit. Player 2 coming at your neck.
I got no boost.
So you can feel, I think it's called the sine when it like vibrates the steering wheel.
Yeah, no, this game is definitely the tightest. No Larson.
Yeah.
Of all the games I've played so far.
We're almost the hell out of the snow.
Yes, it does.
Let's lose, okay.
Got 3 seconds. You're there.
There you have it for some H2 overdrive. You got to get down on this, and you got a link pair of cabs. Absolutely. All right, we're gonna get down to some supercars. You guys know I love my raw thrills, as previously seen. Let's crank this volume up a bit. I'm gonna join in. I got mine at 50.
I'm at 40.
All right, let's go to Florida. Florida. Where are we at, Florida? There we are. And then maybe I'll hit up Detroit afterward. Hit both facets of my life. And you just mash the start button and just max out everything. Hey, we're at Titusville. Oh my God! Did you do that? Did you do that? Oh, now it's more.
I was like, is that gonna work or not?
Oh, come on! I blame that little stunt you pulled on that first ram, dude. Come on.
Hey, baby, can enter your name.
This is why I say let's lose.
Oh.
Say hi, Whale's wife. Okay. All right, we're gonna get down on some Hummer. What's the exact name of this game, Whales? Hummer? What do you think so far, Mom? What do you think, Dad?
I'm driving right now.
Yeah, you can't concentrate. The monitors definitely look best. when you're front and center, but that pretty much goes with almost any monitor. You cannot express the sound in the low end on this sound system here. You really feel the boost, you feel the rumble. You're a little bit behind Dad, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna hit the gas.
Is that mom right up ahead of me there?
No, she's behind you. Quite a bit. All right, what do you think about your experience, Mom? I know you're not a big race car game
Feel
player.
about taking 12 out of 12 cars.
All revved up.
Had to get him down on a little H2 overdrive. Use the boost! Your boost is full. You guys have, yeah, you've been around enough games. Come on. Got my boy Sean here. What's up, Sean?
What up?
Friend, confidant, my chiropractor.
Health nut.
Total health nut. Real sports nut, huh? We're gonna get down on some super bikes too. Wales, I'm gonna recruit Wales to do a little content for me. Recording, we're in Las Vegas.
Got some link play happening.
Mod up again or not?
I hit enter, yeah.
I hit start, trying to hit that.
You can't go back once it starts, but still get 3 boosts. You cannot go wrong with the raw thrills, bro. So if you let off the gas going into a turn and press it again, you'll drift. Hey, where's the Bellagio again? I love seeing
We're taking it off land and in the sea with some H2 overdrive.
Thunder dildo.
Yeah. Say car ramrod.
Yeah, so hold this when you get a boost. So,
Oh yeah, you can feel the water.
oh yeah, dude. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't translate on video. You like feel the water, bubbles you see.
Go. There you go. Finish line dead ahead. Oh! New record!
Oh shit!
Yeah, you beat me with that.
Well done. With the thunder dildo.
Sega Rally Tree. I love it. Wales hates it. Yes. Correct. Can't do anything other than try with the whole.
Yeah. No.
Wales won't do.
I won't even finish.
Rumble. It shakes my cheeks. This is nice and toy like a toy gun. Toy like a toy gun. There we go. Running into shit. What's up, bro? I'm an engine Nick, bro. What's up, bro? Force Drop, play some Sega Rally 3.
I'm going Indy 500 or Scud race.
Scud race.
Oh god, there we go. Now I'm cooking. Here we go. Being parallel to the racetrack.
It's all about feathering the gas.
Or just running into the wall.
Sean's over there practicing for you.
Oh, is he?
Okay, too.
I will turn out the Sega Rally 3 because that's
I'm about to brake check you.
do it. It's alright. I'm not going to finish anyway. The game is beautiful. It's a beautiful, it really is. No, it really is a beautiful game. No, I want to like the game, it just doesn't like the back.
Oh! Was that you?
I came in like a rig ball.
Oh, dude.
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what to do with my hands.
You literally like, whatever is like the cops do it. You like,
I picked it over you, bitch.
yeah, you did.
Oh my god!
That was filthy, dude.
I'm sorry. I feel actually bad about that. I suck so bad at this game.
You know what? I don't play with cheaters. Okay, so let's go through the menu a little bit. I'm not going to get into too many specifics, but I'm going to show you the layout. Here we have the dash. When you want to go into a wheel, you're going to hit the start button, so that's going to take you into a wheel. And then the D-pad on the top, conveniently located just above the music button here. Down goes up and down on these D-pad buttons, right? So down and then up. And I made left and right page up and down, so if you want to kind of wing through, brings up the alphabet. Let's start at the top so I can show you guys exactly what you're working with. When I start up my machine, the first thing you're going to see is the Techno Parrot category right here. And we move down into the 2-player category, so everything in here is linked cabinets. So let's go in real quick. Got the Batman game, Cars. First off, I don't know who's going to play that, but you know, you got it. So there's about, I don't know, 39 or 40 games in here that are all linked games. You've seen me play several of these tonight. We're going to back out of here, show you the rest of the wheel, right? So then we have arcades. So this is going to be all MAME-based games. Got your cruising and stuff. Burnout, not even sure. Flying games, if you want to add a flight stick, you can play all sorts of flying games. Then we got whatever this is, Formula One collection. So you can kind of take a look at the bottom, big box if you guys are familiar with that. And then we have the kart racing collection. We have Xbox games. So I am not a big console guy. You know, that's why the X and Y buttons were added underneath the start button on both cabinets. You can navigate through, you can play the driving games. I did mess around with one, didn't do it for long. More Xbox 360. Wait, what was this one? Oh, Kart Collection, Xbox 360. Then we have Monster Truck Collection, so we're going through categories now. Moto Racer, NASCAR, Need for Speed, that's going to be a popular one. We got 3DS, 64, NES games, GameCube, Switch, Wii, Wii U, at the Outrun Collection, Ridge Racer, Thomas Wave, Sega CD, Dreamcast driving games, Genesis driving games, Master System, Sega Model 2, Sega Model 3, even more Sega Model 3. Not even sure what that is. I haven't even scratched the surface yet. Got Naomi, Sega Saturn, got the Triforce. What do we have here? This is Sim Motorcycle. That looks kind of fun. What's this? More Sim Racing. PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PS3, PSP, Super Nintendo, test drive. I haven't really, I saw this, I didn't dive into it, so I'll have to check out the test drive category. You got your settings, and then Windows games, which is basically your PC-based drivers. Like, unfortunately, the OG Hydro Thunder has not been emulated, so you can play the PC version here in Windows. And then we're back to just single-player race games, Windows Arcade. I haven't even really gotten into that. And then we're back to the Techno Parrot stuff. So that is a walkthrough of the wheel in the games. That's going to do it for this one. Thank you guys for stopping by, checking out the mod. I hope you liked it. A lot going on in this video, so I get it. If you're looking to do this mod yourself, I highly suggest you reach out to Fidel at Cracware Arcades and More. Get yourself an interface. If you have a racing cabinet, he can actually build the mod and ship it to you, so you can ship him the parts. He'll do the mods and ship it back. He just happened to live close enough to me here in Florida that I was able to have him come here and do the install and work with me on this mod. I love it. I haven't even chipped a half a piece off of this yet, so I'm gonna get down into it. If you haven't checked out my merch store, please give it a look. I'll drop some links in the description. And by all means, you got questions, drop them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer you guys. You know I always do. So I'm gonna get down to some drinking and driving. Let's lose. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.